FairDinkum.
I wanted to talk to you boys about like now, because I realized when I was in lockdown, I wanted to see like so many people and I couldn't, obviously. And then now coming back, we all wanted to link up with our friends and stuff like that. But sometimes you want to also go gym and you want to go back to work and you have your own things you want to do. So it's kind of like that balance between like friends and acquaintances and like brotherhood, you know? And also when now some people going, mashallah, like a lot of people in our community are becoming like successful and that kind of thing. I want to talk about like success with other people and how it should affect us. Like, should it motivate us or should we start putting them down? Because unfortunately, like I see sometimes where someone does something well and we think it's an expense at us. You know, other podcasts are starting and people can either say like, oh, you know, they're taking followers from us or they're taking listeners from us, or there's enough out there for all of us.
Yeah.
You know? Which
Bro.
is...
Sorry, go.
There was 50 million questions. Did you say?
No, it wasn't a question, but it's like that, because it's something called the abundance mentality, where it's like there's enough there's abundance, there's enough out there for all of us to succeed. So nothing you do or I do is at the expense of
Anybody
what
else?
and that's the kind of thing with like friends and like actual brothers, trying to find that balance.
It all depends on how you're raised, honestly.
You think so?
I don't believe that.
A lot of, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the initial thoughts. So if your subconscious thoughts, how they run by your parents, yeah? Say you've been brought up and your mum and your dad are like, oh, this person got this house and this person got that house, and, you know, why don't we have that? Or how come they got that?
I get you.
You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And then your initial thought is like, oh, hang on, how come he's got this many subscribers or this many
It's the comparing.
many followers? And you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, oh, why don't I have that or whatever it is? Maybe they have that thought. For myself, honestly, think of it like this. Like, your risk is your risk, man. Like, whatever you're supposed to have, you're going to get. And whatever he's supposed to have, he's going to
But how do you get that mindset? Because, like, example, I knew I grew up with certain friends that it was that kind of thing where how come he got signed and I didn't? How come he got this job and I didn't? And it's kind of thing like you'd compare and you'd kind of like feel ugly about yourself and you didn't want to keep that relationship or something like that. So how'd you...
Just see things as it's you versus you, not you versus them. Do you get where I'm coming from? Because a lot of the time we're thinking about how I compare to this person, or that there's only like one contract on offer. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if that person's going to get like, there's only going to be one person in my area who gets signed. And if it's that guy, it's not going to be me. Do you get where I'm coming from? But if you think like that, then you're probably not going to end up getting it anyway, because...
Bro, everyone compares themselves to everyone.
100%.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to, like, but
It's human
it's that point where comparison becomes jealousy. You know what I mean? Where you see another person and they're succeeding or whatever. Well, sometimes when I look at other people, they're succeeding, it gives you some sort of motivation. Some people get motivated by it. Some people get, you know what I mean? They don't feel as good. You know what I mean? It's the way, it's your perception on things. You know what I mean? How you look at it. If you look at it as he's got it, now I can't get it, or he's got it, why did he get it, why didn't I get it? You know what I mean? Then you're just like, it's like that mentality thing where you choose where you spend your I lost my thought. I was speaking about, I lost my thought. But Joe Rogan speaks about this idea where, you know, when you get back in the days, now a lot of internet is like unlimited and all that kind of stuff. You might get 100 gigabytes of internet. You got like a certain bandwidth. You know what I mean? If 5 people are in your house, yeah, your internet's going to get slower. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with your mentality. If I only have 100, I don't know, megawatts or whatever, I don't know how they measure internet, and I spend it on Ashraf, and I spend it on Seuss, and I spend it on Abshir, and I don't have enough time to spend on the things that really matter, you're not going to get anywhere in life.
So
You
you're
know
saying
what I
you
mean?
only have a certain amount of like effort you can put towards people or put like in life.
Yeah.
So you have to pick where you kind of...
It's like mental, it's mental energy.
Yeah,
It's literally mental energy.
So there's the amount of energy that you get. You can only put certain amount of energy into certain things, and if you put a lot of energy into thinking about other people, you don't have the energy for yourself.
Can't
Also,
focus on
what
yourself.
you dwell on or what you focus on increases. It expands.
Yeah,
So if you're going to do it consistently, it becomes a habit and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And things that you didn't normally do would, like, it might just be a soccer thing or sport thing or money.
Yeah.
And then it'll go into other areas of your life. How come he's memorized and I haven't?
It's the same
know?
thing with like cars. Like I remember when I first bought my car, I don't know what the hell that type of car it was. You know what I mean? I got it off my uncle or whatever. And then after, when I was on the road with it, that's the only car that I basically saw. You know what I mean? If you think about red, you're going to only see red. You know what I mean? If you're going to think about negative things, you're only going to see negative things.
What do you reckon?
Me?
Yeah.
I just think it's... I just lost my thought as well right now. Bloody... Well, I was out of it for a second.
There's something
Oh, I
there.
had a podcast.
Well,
You got glitter in your
what
beard.
the hell happened?
You
What?
got, you got glitter in your beard. What's
No.
going on right now?
No,
bro?
genuinely. There's no point of me thinking about what he's doing with his life. What Abdweli is doing. If Abdweli gets $1 million, if he gets $10 million, if he gets nothing, if he has a big break or doesn't have a big break, or he's successful, isn't successful, unless I am small-minded. Like if I'm small-minded and I haven't got the awareness that, okay, his life is his life and my life is my life, and what he does and his success is dependent on what he does. Yeah, and his success is not gonna hinder mine, or it's not gonna
Affect
undermine
yours,
mine, or it's not gonna affect mine. I'll be alright with it.
So it's that thing where people say like everyone's on their own journey,
Yeah.
but actually believing it. And I
Yeah.
think that's also where like tawakkul comes in, like trust in Allah. You know, because this is everything in life is a test.
Yeah.
So when you get these little things are minor tests, but it affects your mindset, your perspective, which is really everything.
Yeah.
So if Abshir gets like for example, someone gets JobKeeper in the last 6 months, and it's like, how am I affected by it? This guy doesn't put in any work, and he gets X amount of money, and I didn't get it.
Oh,
So
I've had that, man.
that
That's-
it was actually a challenge. You know, money is a challenge like that. It's like you have to understand that it's a test from Allah how you react, and like what Suhail said, your risk is written.
Yeah.
So it's saying, okay, my risk is written. It's not gonna affect if I get JobKeeper or not. I just have to have trust in Allah.
but see, I don't
I've
get
said
that.
Alhamdulillah.
No, but I don't like. My mind can't fathom how someone like a human being can wake up and not focus on themselves. Like I can't. I generally cannot.
well, yeah,
Like
you
like
need
like
to
like I understand that. Okay, yes. There's a lot of people that are dependent on their friends, dependent on like if he's happy, I'm happy. If my girl's happy, I'm happy. If this is happy, I'm happy. If my family is happy, I'm happy. You get me? But there's a lot of things that are intrinsic.
Yeah.
That if you sit in a dark room or a room alone, that you can just work on. It's just mentality and attitude and character. Just you sit there and say, listen, if Suhail has $1 million, he has $1 million, and you have $1 million, and I don't have $1 million, they could have been working for 3 years before I even started wanting to get $1 million. So they got to the $1 million before I got to it because
What happens if you know they didn't? What if you know you've been putting more work in and they got it before
no, because that is something intrinsic. If right now I'm saying I'm working hard, I'm doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like what do you gain from saying, oh, I'm working hard, I'm not getting what I want? Like there's no benefit in you being negative. There's no benefit in you being
Yeah, that's true.
so like hard on yourself for no reason.
You have to remember though, to a certain extent, you don't matter either. You know what I mean? The other person, whatever their success. No, seriously, what like
Thanks,
20.
bro.
Yeah,
thinking,
you're
what?
saying you to Abshir, that's why, yeah.
No,
Okay?
no, you like yourself as a person doesn't matter because a lot of people dwell they dwell in themselves. They think about themselves a lot. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, yeah, I shouldn't care what Ashraf does, whether he succeeds or not. Yeah, I care or I don't. You know what I mean? But if I think about Ashraf all the time, big deal. You know what I mean? But if I'm thinking about like why I don't have it, why I'm not successful, all that kind of stuff, you're nothing. That's why, alhamdulillah, within the deen, we have something called zakat. You know what I mean? We pay zakat, you know what I mean? Remembering that the money that we earn and all that kind of stuff, you by giving money to someone else, you humble yourself in that process. You know what I mean? And the reward from that comes back 10 times better. That's why the whole saying with when you give zakat, you actually don't lose anything. You gain tenfold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing as like, you wake up in the morning, it's like, you're just nothing, bro. Well, like, we're going to die one day. You know what I mean?
Nutfa, yeah?
Less.
What's that?
Yeah. But it's
Nah,
true that we really are nothing.
To me, it's just purely mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say it's mentality.
Yeah, it is.
If right now, like we're literally, bro. I said it on the truth.
It's just
Yeah.
like-
We're a dot on Earth. Nothing. We're nothing else.
See how big the trees were?
Yeah.
Wow,
Why do you?
110 meters.
Why do you
Red
care? Okay, your closest circle. Then there's a circle a bit bigger than that, and before even the closest circle is family. All of this. Why am I gonna think? Oh, that family has 2 houses and 7 cars. And
Look, this is the thing.
I think it's just. I genuinely believe it's mentality. I think
I'm
it's.
telling you, but
is
you're
mentality.
not raised with that. You're raised with that mentality. People who, like, for example, yeah, their mum, their dad, all you see them talk about is, oh, look at this kid's son or this kid's daughter, or rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be more inclined to go, hey, you know what? Why is this kid always been talked about by my parents? Regardless if I get a B plus, and B plus for me is mad because I got C on the last exam or the last test, and you come around telling me, hey, this kid got A plus, you got to be more like this kid. You catch me.
you're saying, like,
We're in a very, and now we're in a hyperly social society. Do you get where I'm coming from? Everybody's connected. Everybody. You know what I mean? The whole world is one big
Network.
clump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone's
So-
just in the same.
So if it's something that's ingrained, like anything can be learned, you
And
know,
unlearn.
or unlearned. So it's something that it can still be taught. So even if your family or your friends have this kind of habit, which
Yeah.
obviously like we can kind of know like isn't really a good habit long term, how can they even learn it? Is it just like just being conscious of it each time it happens?
An even better question.
environment, I reckon.
Generally, do you think the guys or just the people that oh my god, look at that person, he has that. Those people that worry too much about the people around them and what they have instead of themselves. Do you think they know they're doing that?
No, bro.
I think sometimes they
Yeah,
do,
they
sometimes
do.
they don't. It depends on the person. Like if someone's doing it consistently, I reckon they're conscious of it.
You can't
know?
do it like
Because
subconsciously.
watch. To me, if a
You
person's
can do
unconscious of it,
subconsciously.
it's a habit built.
it's
bro.
not really.
Yeah.
It's not really something you can sort of change.
The
because
habit though.
person has to be conscious of what they're doing wrong before they change it.
Yeah,
You
have to
get me?
accept it.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
But if the person's
Yeah,
conscious of it
so.
and is still doing it, brother, I don't want to swear here, but
Yeah, yeah.
So
good on you, cuz.
So but what can you do? How do you like if your sibling had this habit?
Yeah.
How would you even try to advise them?
I'm
or-
gonna have to sit them down consistently.
But there's a reason where the habit started from.
Yeah, I
You
understand.
know what I mean? It would have been
yeah.
maybe environment one is for
Yeah,
example.
no,
you know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no,
If-
100%
If the people
environment.
you're around, let's just say your family,
Yeah.
continuously dwells on other family
Yeah.
and their private matters and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, you're gonna subconsciously
Forget
pick it
my
up.
family. I actually
Friends,
believe,
bro, friends.
yeah, because you spend what 8 hours sleeping.
Yeah,
You wake up in the morning. Say you're a school kid.
yeah,
Up until you're 18, you're
Mm.
genuinely spending more time at school than with your parents.
Yeah.
You get me?
yeah.
But
look
also
at-
you
look at-
like your friends.
Exactly.
You like hanging out with them.
Yeah.
And there's a reason you like them. Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
they're funny. Maybe
Yeah.
they're this and that.
wanna
But
drop a
remember,
fun
as a
fact.
kid though,
I
actually,
want to drop a fun fact real quick.
yeah.
If you live 75 years, you sleep 23 years. Go ahead. Finish.
If you live 25 years,
Hey.
it's
If you
okay.
live 75 years, you slept 23 years.
It's kind of
Actually,
cool.
but remember, yeah, as a kid though, still a lot of the time you're spending the time with your family.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a kid, you're picking up on the things that you're like your parents. You know what I mean? As a kid in your kindergarten years and all that kind of stuff, it isn't until you get into primary school, high school that you pick up on what your friends do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even what your friends do, you're still thinking of your parents first. You know what I mean? Because your parents instill some sort of values in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And regardless, as you get older, you're going to think like my parents are right. You're going to be cautious of what your friends do, but then you don't realize that subconsciously you're picking it up.
If you're in a competitive environment and you're consistently comparing yourself to other people, you're gonna
Yeah.
have that mindset.
Mm.
You're gonna consistently go, "Hey, this guy's. I have to compare myself to this guy. What I've got, what he's got." Blah, blah, blah.
You
And
attach
then-
your happiness.
Exactly.
someone
to
else.
beating somebody
Yeah.
else.
But that
Yeah.
competitiveness is like a double-edged sword. If right now the competitiveness, the person is using it to say, like I said before, Abdulli, the motivation.
Mm.
If right now I know you three have $1 million and you guys did X, Y, Z to do it, I might try X, Y, Z
But that should
to get the $1
build
million.
you up.
Yeah.
That should
Like,
build
it's-
you up.
I'm like, actually, if they can get it, I can get it. It shouldn't be like they have it. Why can't I have it?
But see, that's where it
Mm.
goes down to.
Yeah.
It's
It's mentality, yeah.
it's how you mentally look at that,
Yeah.
like that comparison.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, you can look at it two ways.
Yeah.
You can look at it and like dumb you down.
Yeah.
You know, you can be humbled by it, or you can use it as a way of motivation.
There's so many things, not just in terms of $1 million. A job. Yes, okay, me and you. Imagine us four studied the exact same course.
Yeah,
We started at the exact same time, finished at the exact same time.
yeah,
Two of us get a job, two of us don't.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I could imagine it's me and him that don't get a job, and you two get a job. I can be like, you know what, Ashraf Abdulli, bloody hell. we
Why'd
finished
they get it? I put in
Why'd
more
they
work.
get it? And he could be like, nah, you know what, they got it. My job's coming soon.
Yeah,
Who's happier?
inshallah.
He's happier.
Yeah.
Who's more relaxed? He's more relaxed.
And thing is,
Who has it? Like, generally,
You
like
don't, also, nothing changed. You didn't get the job,
yeah,
but just the state of mind.
exactly. State of mind, the way you
Yeah.
think, the way you are as a human being, just that mentality.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like it's not like there's a limited amount of jobs in the
Yeah.
world. There's not like there's a limited amount of money in the world.
yeah.
It's unlimited.
Mm.
I remember.
But yeah, go.
Go.
Nah, because I was gonna talk about the brotherhood thing. Because it makes me realize. Go. You gonna go?
Yeah, you gotta switch comments. Go.
Because it made me think like that's the difference between like friends
Yeah,
who kind of like they want the best for you, but they don't want you to do better than them.
that's
You
not
get
friends. That's not friends.
Bro,
Okay, but then it's more like acquaintances, but it's that kind of balance. A guy you see every couple months,
Yeah,
you know. But then there's actually like brothers, like maybe what we have here, inshallah.
yeah.
That kind of thing was like, it doesn't matter what happens to me, I want the best for you. I can,
Yeah.
go, you know.
It's very
Mm.
hard to get to that, bro.
Yeah.
You know why it's hard? Because no one's telling you that it's actually a bad thing to have that envy. Does that make sense? Because it's actually, isn't it considered the disease of the heart? Envy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Jealousy?
It is.
That sort of stuff, bro. See, nobody knows that it's a problem until somebody identifies it as a problem. It comes down to education. In the end.
Yeah.
So if you're educated about it, then you're going to be a lot more aware of what's going on.
It's just, and I think it's
Mentality.
intrinsic intelligence.
Yeah.
You just have to know that. Wait,
Intrinsic
relax,
intelligence.
calm
No, but
down.
also,
Yeah.
you have to be open-minded. So a lot of times people don't have the mindset where it's like they can take advice, or like the ego gets in the way, or I don't want to be looked bad, look like I was made a mistake. You have to be kind of open-minded that I can make mistakes, but I'm gonna improve and get better.
Bro, for the longest time when Kobe was in the league, when he was in the league and he was still alive and he's playing and all that sort of stuff, what did they say about him? Hog.
Yeah.
He does this. He
Doesn't
shoots
pass,
too much. He
yeah.
doesn't pass. And when he left, and then he started to he retired, and he came back every now and again. Oh, he gave us the ability to shine more, and he did this and he did that. Do you get where I'm coming from? If people see somebody else's success as a hindrance, then that's their fault. But if you see it as like, hang on. So for example, in the UK, there's a couple brothers that are doing a lot of good stuff. Do you know what I mean? And they're showing you that there's a possibility to do something that you love and get paid for it. Do you get where I'm coming from? And what people should do is they should link their success or their capabilities to, obviously there's a brother there doing what I want to do, inshallah. He is not the only one that can do it. But he's shown me that there's an avenue to do it.
There's a
Do you
path.
get where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah, 100%.
I want to let the guy from Coach Carter Cruz talk to the people for a bit. Yeah? It's about shining and stuff like that, you know?
Are you dropping that?
Should I
What
try?
quote was it?
Play it.
So we're gonna get we allowed copyright?
We're gonna trademark.
We're gonna go. We'll beep it out. All right.
Not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
That's not our light.
It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear,
See that?
our presence automatically liberates others.
But do you see what I mean? See, for example, if like I see, for example, Basha, mashallah, first Muslim Lebanese AFL player to break it to make it to it, mashallah, to the AFL. A lot of people at the beginning, and I'm saying this like as heavy-heartedly as I can. A lot of people are looking at him from the Lebanese community and going, he's not even that good. Number 43 pick, this, that.
There's
You know,
other players in the area
I
better.
can play better than him, or I've
Yeah.
seen him play, because he's a relatable figure. He's somebody we saw grow up in our community. Do you get where I'm coming from? And then to hear them look at their own Muslim brother like that, and bro, do you get where I'm coming from?
And they're probably saying that lightheartedly. You know what I mean? It's like as a joke, like Basha Hooli, like, you know, number 43, I could have got number
But
20 or
it's
something.
envy. It's
You know what I
envy.
mean? But yeah, deep down,
It's envy.
subconsciously,
Because
like,
they want it for themselves.
exactly.
Do you understand
But
what I'm
you know,
saying?
Yeah.
Adam Saad went through the same thing when he was going into the AFL and stuff. You know, like moving between club and club. Like, there's so many of his like, would you say people in the community said you're not good enough. Why? Like if VFL when he was in that transition, it took him a couple of years. Why are you training so hard? It's not worth it. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. They used to tell his dad, "You're not gonna make. Your son's not gonna make it. Tell him stop trying so hard." Then he makes
Why do they care?
it. Now he went to Carlton, good money. Everyone says,
Claims him.
"But I grew up with him."
Think
Oh, it's
about
from
his
my area.
cousins,
That's
bro.
my mishmash
Think
brother.
about his cousins that were playing footy with him.
Yeah.
For example, Bash used to go
Watch
to
out,
my
watch
area,
out.
yeah? Like, what? Watch out for what?
You might say something that's a bit.
No. Basha grew up in my area, yeah? We used to play at a place called Cherry Lake. Imagine there was a massive community barbecue and that, and everyone came around, and Basha's playing footy with every Tom, Dick, and Harry from the area. Yeah? They're thinking to themselves, hang on, I remember sidestepping Basha in that game. Why don't I get an AFL contract? You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, that's proper.
Or I picked the ball up and then I broke one of Bash's tackles.
Yeah.
See, that sort of stuff plays in the mind. And for me, obviously, it's stupid because like he's your Muslim brother.
So-
Bro, your son can do it now.
So what like the
pioneer,
video
bro.
said about like our light can shine other people's light.
Yeah,
So we should have that
it gives
kind of
people-
mindset
yeah,
where it's like
exactly. it gives
And
people
also,
that,
other
yeah,
people succeeding might just be a guide to how we can do it.
exactly.
You get it? Because like they say, everyone's kind of went through the same things that we went through. The trials, like the Quran, the Sunnah. There's so many stories where the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or other prophets have went through other trials that can relate to us, and we can find guidance in it. And it's the same with these kind of, like even with YouTube, podcast, writing books, reading, whatever. There's so many other people that have done the same thing as us, so
Yeah.
they can be a light to us.
It's like you said, Ashraf, before. It's you have to just be open-minded. You know what I mean? If you look at it in a way that's negative, you're gonna dwell on it in negativity. You know what I mean? It's gonna creep into you. You're gonna live it. You're gonna spread it as well. If you look at it from a positive manner, that's just how it's gonna be. You gotta be open-minded with this kind of stuff.
Bro, it's his risk. It's not. It got nothing to do with us, bro.
But if there's people around
That's
you,
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
With
risk
the whole
is
Basha
risk,
thing,
wallah.
doesn't matter if he's Lebanese. It doesn't matter if he's Muslim. It's another guy that done something that you want to do. You know what I mean? Look up to him and take it from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. It's just, bro. Think about it like this. They have this thing where they go, you know, the way in the grass, when you walk in the grass, there's a certain path that gets created. The more and more somebody walks over it, just think of it like that. It's like they're blazing a trail for you to walk over whenever you come to that point.
That's
Does
what-
that make sense?
And I was reading this book, Tim Ferriss. Yeah, one of his books.
The book.
Tools of Titans. The start of the book, the forward, yeah, he has Arnold, yeah, and the first thing Arnold says in the book, yeah, because the book is basically a collection of people that are successful, have succeeded in the wildest things that you can think of. A guy that's been underwater for 14 minutes, do you know what I mean? Some person that's run kilometers. David Goggins in it. Let's call it Ray Dalio. All the successful people you're thinking of have been in it.
Who's
But-
Ray Dalio?
He has the biggest investment fund in the world.
Number one hedge fund in the
Hedge
world,
fund, yeah.
Bridgewater.
yeah.
Financial literacy.
Insider trading.
Anyway, anyway, Arnold starts off the book. Tim Ferriss starts off the book with Arnold, and Arnold says, like, regardless of whatever you read in the book here, you got to remember that everything has been done. The only reason someone has done something is because someone has done it before them. Someone has paved the way. No one can claim success and say, I've got here for myself. And if someone does say that, they're a fraud. You know what I mean? Arnold is successful. He became a governor of whatever, California. He did this and all that kind of stuff. And it's because someone else has done it. He's been a great movie actor because someone else has done it. You know what I mean? David Goggins is probably successful in his own rights because someone else has done it. Same thing. But a lot of people, they get to that day. It's like that. I'm so valuable. I'm so special. I did it for myself. I came from the ground up. You know what I mean? No, someone's paved the way for you.
Think about it, yeah. There was actually like they were debunking white supremacy once. Can't remember whose post it was on Instagram, but it was funny.
Debunking.
Yeah.
Like
So
it
basically-
doesn't exist?
White supremacy is an ideology.
Yeah.
So debunking it is actually
Like disproving.
What is
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
basically, yeah, okay.
Anyways, so what happened was, white supremacy is basically we're above everybody else and we don't need anybody else and we're the superior species. You know what I mean? What happened basically was the guy goes, how superior are you when the iPhone you're texting from, the parts are from India, this guy made it in China, this has come from there, that's come from here, your whole thing, like the thing that you're texting from itself has been made in different parts of the world. How come everything wasn't made by white people? Like that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, but what I'm trying to say is I'm not here to debunk white supremacy. I couldn't give a rat's, about it. But what I'm saying is that basically what you have to understand is that nobody in life, like was saying, sorry, Warasami, is this full government name on podcast?
You just fully said it. Bleep that.
But yeah, well, like we were saying that nobody can get anywhere in life without having like somebody helping them. Or for example, bro, yeah, if your parents just decided, you know what, leave this kid, you're done. From that point forward, you don't exist.
But it's also the thing was like hidayah, guidance only comes from Allah, and you have no idea who someone can become. Like when you just said that with the parents leaving, it reminded me of like Jimmy Butler, famous NBA player. At like
Michael Jordan's son.
at like 13, his mum kicked him out of the house. Mum goes, I don't want you anymore because the dad like left when he was young, and he goes, I don't like the way you look. The guy leaves the house, goes in between his friends' houses for a couple of years, and then a family takes him in. Now he's an NBA star, like he's an all-star. He went to the NBA finals, ran amok. Everyone loves him. Like he's at that level where he can get like 200 million over 5 years, and his mum kicked him out at 13, said you're nothing.
Inshallah, one day a Muslim, Jamal Butler. Inshallah.
Jamal Butler.
Inshallah.
It's also like that selflessness as well. You know what I mean? Like whether you're trying to get to a certain goal or whatever, you shouldn't dwell on who's above you the whole time. You got to be a bit grateful to a certain extent. You know what I mean? You got to know your roots and all that kind of stuff. Because if you think I'm I'm all that, I was gonna swear for a second. If you're thinking I'm all that and all that kind of stuff, you're not gonna get anywhere, bro. You know what I mean? You think you're all that, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But yeah,
It's that think progress, not perfection.
what's that?
Just a quote. Think progress, not
Our
perfection.
bloody slogan,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Bloody
That's
hell.
the FD slogan.
2019. Yeah.
But it's where it's like you gotta be on the road to thinking about only progress, because no one's perfect. Even the guy above you, you're taking
You know,
guidance
like,
from.
Individual progress, your own
Yeah.
progress. Don't think about what he and Tom,
Yeah.
Dick, and Harry are doing. Think about yourself.
Mm.
Look at them and say, okay, yes, I like what he's doing. I might want to go there one day. I might want to go there. Or I'll strive to get there one day. But
Mm.
don't look at it and say, listen, why is he getting it? Or why is he doing
Should
it?
look at
Or-
it. Don't dwell in it.
Yeah.
You
Exactly,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
In negative
Understand
light.
they made mistakes too.
Yeah.
And on the progress
Yeah.
journey, you're gonna have ups and downs, obstacles. You just gotta keep going.
Bro,
And if there's people around you,
Yeah.
that look at him. Look what he has. If you have that type of mentality around you, bro, get them out of here. Ask them. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
Yeah.
That's, like, genuinely speaking, you don't want that sort of mentality or that sort of mind.
Would you ask a mate? Would you tell a mate? Like, would you tell him? Would you
Might
just
have
ask him?
I have to tell him, bro, listen, what's wrong with you? Fix up.
Yeah.
I don't care about the person. Don't care about the person. And if the person keeps that whole jealousy and bro, you have to ask,
Mm.
because you don't want that in your life. You don't want
Yeah. Negativity like
Yeah.
that.
Man, jealousy kills your risk anyway.
yeah.
Bro.
And
It does.
and it sort of even leads to like me asking the person is not me hating them. Me asking the person is my own benefit, my own thing.
Mm.
It goes into what you said at the start, right before we even started this convo. You said something about seeing mates post lockdown and post.
Mm.
Okay, yes, there's a mate that you like, but you can't see right now
Yeah.
because you have A, B, C to do, and A, B, C take your whole timetable the whole week. You haven't got time to take out that we can see him or them. You get me? So you have to prioritize saying, you know what, mate? Sorry, no, I can't. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't ask a mate.
But
'cause you
even
did something
see, like
bad.
even saying no,
Mm.
saying no is such a difficult thing to do. Not
Yeah.
just like to mates, but in general. Like when someone calls you and goes, "Hey, I want to come. Can I come over?"
No.
You know, and you're free. But
And
like
they
you're
know you're
literally
free.
free, but you have your own things you want to do. You want to do. You have to do the dishes at home. You have to cook. You have to do some uni study. To say no to a mate who's maybe even asked a couple times,
Yeah.
it's a difficult thing to do.
And the worst part about, no, not the worst part, the hardest part about the no is not saying the no. You can say no, it's normal.
Mm.
It's very doable. Hey, can I come over? Or let's go do this. Nah, bro, I can't.
Mm.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? The answer sometimes could be a general reason like, hey, I got to do something for mom. I got to do
Mm.
this. I got to do that. Da, da, da. But sometimes the answer is generally, mate, listen, I just want to stay home.
Yeah.
I don't want to come. I don't feel like coming
Yeah,
today.
I don't want to do it, and that's a good
Yeah.
enough reason.
Exactly.
Honesty is the best
And
policy.
exactly.
but it's hard because you kind of sometimes don't want to hurt the other person.
Yeah.
But it's got to be that kind of balance where,
But bro, are they your friend if you can't be honest with them? Honestly, get it? No, I'm joking. But no, think about it. If you can't address something with somebody
mm,
and they know you full-heartedly well, like that you're a good person and you're coming from a good place, how much are they really your friend if they get offended by you saying no?
mm.
Like there's boundaries in all things. Yeah. in
So
all things.
how about like if it's a family member, like not close family, but like your uncle or auntie, and you really don't want to do something.
I'm gonna drop this. Okay, so basically, I've spoken to somebody who I really admire, and they told me this certain thing for life. There's 3 reasons you do something. Number 1, you do it out of love, for the love of the person, or from the goodness of your own heart. Number 2, to be dutiful. So basically, you do something for your parents,
Mm.
or you're doing something out of duty to the person who you believe is like in an authority figure. Number 3 is you're doing something and you're resenting the person because you don't want to do it. It's something that is like, oh, this is taxing. This
Like
pissing me
sometimes
off.
work stuff like that.
You know
Yeah.
where I'm coming from? Like you don't want to do it. Work's dutifulness.
Okay.
Work because you have to, because you're getting paid to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
But when
Something in
when
return.
it's a mate who's doing your head in about the same thing consistently, or it's like you know, and they're like, oh, let's go somewhere, and you're like, oh, I went with somewhere with you 2 hours ago, bro.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's when you're gonna start resenting people for it. So you should stay away from the third thing, because there's literally no point.
You don't need that, yeah.
So all you're doing is now you're creating this unnecessary like
Yeah.
resentment and and you're like kind of breaking the bond down slowly. It's fracturing the friendship.
And not only that, it goes back to the mental energy thing as well. Now you're going to have something in your life that's technically not necessary. You're going to be thinking about it every single time. How am I going to make an excuse to say no to this person? You know what I mean? You could have used that energy somewhere else.
Overcommitting yourself pulls you dry.
But
Well,
yeah.
it takes it, bro. Like now, lockdown. We're saying like burnout. We're saying lockdown. You kind of value being at home more, resting. Like Absha talks about like the power of sleep, like actually getting those 8-9 hours in, how important it is.
Yeah.
But if you keep saying yes to everyone,
Yeah.
you can't take time for yourself, and you
Yeah.
have to actually invest in yourself. How are you gonna like increase your knowledge, read books, learn more about the deen, or even
We
spend time with family if you're just saying yes to everyone?
We don't spend time like alone.
Yeah.
Not enough. We don't spend
Yeah,
enough.
not
Not
enough,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm serious. Like we spend 8 hours a day sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 to 10, depending on how
Yeah, Allah, 10 hours.
how much person
Like LeBron
sleeps.
James.
Yeah, another 8 hours, depending if you work or not, and how long you work and how long your shifts are. What's left? Another 8 hours. Yeah, 6 to 8 hours. The 6 to 8 hours. Yes, sometimes mates.
Mm.
You can't be all the time mates. Sometimes, genuinely sitting in your room, reading a book, or just scrolling the web, or just doing something alone.
Just having like extra time.
Yeah,
or
your
extra
own time is
whatever, yeah.
better than nothing.
But just look at this, yeah. One of the things with lockdown was, yeah, lockdowns, you couldn't make commitments. You know what I mean? Because most things were cancelled.
Got
You
no
know what I mean?
option.
Say again?
You got no option.
You got no option, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But the thing is, now we're out of lockdown. We have to find a way of learning to say no, like you said, you know what I mean? Because easily saying no because things are cancelled, you know what I mean? We
Yeah,
can't do
you have an
this.
excuse to
You
say
have
no.
an excuse. Now you have no
Why
excuses.
you shouldn't be needing an excuse.
But you know,
Huh?
you know what happens if you keep.
Yeah,
Depends
but
on the
that's what I'm.
person's
That's what I'm
feelings.
trying to
It
say. That's what I'm
depends
trying
on
to
who
say.
you're saying no to. It's hard if you actually really like the person and you want to see them, but you have something else to do. Sometimes it's hard to say no.
Yeah.
Do you get it? It's
No,
that
I
kind of
get
thing.
it,
It's like, what
100%.
do you say yes to?
Yeah, no isn't an excuse in of itself.
It's like
Yeah.
No is just saying no. It's like avoiding an excuse so you can learn to say no. You know what I mean? Because an excuse was lockdown. Now you have no excuse. People have to develop that way of saying.
but why do you have to give an excuse for?
That's what I'm trying to say. You
Yeah.
shouldn't
Like,
need
give a
an
reason,
excuse.
reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I don't. For me, I don't. Sometimes, obviously, you can't just say no. Obviously, you'll be like, no, bro. I've been out too much this week. I'd rather stay home today because, let's reschedule another day.
Yeah,
You get where I'm coming
simple as
from?
that.
That's the best thing to do.
See, that's what
Like, I still like you.
I was learning about that,
Okay.
and they said like, when you say no, you should say no, but. So I can't do this, but I can do that. Because then, so if the person says, "Hey, you free Tuesday night?" You say, "No, I'm not," but Friday night I'm free for an hour. Then you're giving the person another option, and you're not just asking
You're
the.
making an
yeah.
effort.
You know?
It's not just no, piece off.
Because if you just say no and they call 3 times, sometimes it's a bit aib, especially if you want to keep that relationship.
You become like a
But if,
nuisance.
if you're someone who always says yes to someone and you don't set boundaries, someone else is gonna set boundaries for you.
Yeah,
And they're gonna pick a
that's the
time.
one.
Yeah.
They're gonna say,
That's the one.
"Hey, Ashraf, I see you, are you free 1?" And because you always say yes, you have to go work, for example, 6 to 11, come home 1 to 3, do something, and then you have to go gym where you don't want to go gym, or you have to wash the dishes at 11 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
You have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
You have to say, okay, like remember Abshir spoke about like going out, spending money, seeing friends. Imagine if you go do that 7 days a week. You have to know, okay, I need to
I
do.
had trouble. I had trouble with
My
that.
stomach hurts. Well, I swear to God, my stomach hurts. The card.
Oh, I thought
I
your
just-
stomach hurts now, bro.
No.
Mine actually hurts now.
I just paying for. Like I don't know why.
Like
Like
it was a waste of money.
no, like
Twice that thing,
like I cop some slack now from a couple of other boys, where midway while I'm out, you can sense I just want to go home. You know, I'm like, or even before we go out,
But how long are you out for?
it might be like for 4 hours, 3
4
hours,
hours?
3 hours.
That's
might-
long.
We might do 2-3 things at the same time. We might go here then here, then go there and
it's
come back
double.
home. You know, and then by the second thing, I'm like, this is just jarring.
Becomes normal for a while though.
Not even just jarring. It's more like I like spending time with these people, but I'd much rather be sitting somewhere.
It's a
and-
balance, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Spend 2-3 hours, whatever, even 5 hours.
Yeah.
Have the balance. But if you're doing that every couple of days,
Yeah, it's
it
ridiculous.
just
it's ridiculous.
becomes
That's why
too
you gotta
normal.
cap
You don't
it.
value it as much.
You gotta cap it. You gotta say,
Yeah.
4 hours. Make a time in your own head. See, if you're going in there knowing I might not like to be there for too long,
Mm.
hang on. Let me go. Hey boys, I gotta be home by like 8 o'clock, and you left at 4. Do you know what I mean? That way you can set yourself a boundary, and then they say, oh, it's 8 o'clock, and then everyone's aware of your boundary.
But you know
And
they
they're gonna say,
respect you
yeah,
more.
go.
They honestly, like whoever it is, like in the moment they might say, "Oh damn," but it's like he's trying
Yeah.
and he actually has boundaries. They'll respect your time more. And I remember one
Exactly,
one of
yeah.
my mates said, "Goes, I don't mind wasting my own time, but I hate other people wasting my time." Which is like, for example, I don't mind if I'm
Sounds
in
beautiful,
bed
yeah.
and I'm on Instagram 20 minutes and I'm
Yeah,
just
it's awesome.
scrolling. But if someone goes, "I'm gonna be at your house 12 o'clock," 11:50 they say on my way. So I'm waiting. I'm just sitting waiting. They come 12:40. I'm annoyed because you
Very.
wasted my time. But I don't mind wasting my
How
own
do you
time.
adjust that though?
Yeah.
How do you adjust
Tell them straight to the face. What are you doing? Very simple. What the
Did
hell?
you do that?
You've never done
It
that.
happens-
I've
it has-
swear I've done it a million times.
You're a liar.
Yeah. It hasn't happened to me
You?
recently.
Hey, it's finished like that. In what situations this happened? Yeah.
A couple times actually.
Yeah.
So you adjusted. What did you do?
There's certain people I just lie to them on purpose. We have to be somewhere 2:30. 1:15 get ready. 2:30 to be ready. I know that. So in my head, I'm being ready by 2:30, but in their head, they're like 1:15. And
Yeah.
since they're terrible with time, I sort of accommodate what I
So you
say.
have that leeway. You create
Yeah.
the gap.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
What happens if they come on time?
Well, 1:15.
Mm.
I just say your fault, buddy. I swear to God.
Yeah. How about saying no? Would you just do that thing where it's like no, but here's another alternative? Is that what you guys do,
Yeah.
or do you have a different kind of like principle when you say no to people? Because it's an art. You don't want to hurt the person most of the time. Or at least all the time.
honest,
I've never
bro.
said but in my life.
Nah, but
Yeah.
Like I don't think I said nah, but he said I don't.
Yeah.
No, but
I sort of have a tendency to just say
Axe,
I can't
Yeah.
make it
It's
today.
just, I can't. It's and
Yeah.
yeah.
Giving an alternative is always good. You know
No,
what
no,
I mean?
no, no.
It's like it's the same thing with like
But-
work. Just think about look,
Yeah.
working work, yeah, or in real life. You see a problem that consistently exists in everyday life or whatever in your friendships at work or something like that. You know what I mean? If you keep mentioning the problem, you're gonna be an annoying person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you keep saying this is the problem, but how about we do this?
Solutions.
You know what I mean?
Provide a
You
solution,
provide a
yeah.
solution at the same time. Not only like have you like identified the problem, but you've found a solution. It's the same thing with like saying no
Yeah.
as well. You know what I mean?
But see, if I say no, but this day I don't like the commitment.
Why?
Same too.
Yeah,
Because
that's
on the
But
day
then
I'm
that
like
means
I
you're not
can't
genuine
bother.
then.
huh?
That means you're not
But
genuine.
what if I just want to see
No, no,
3
no,
weeks?
it's-
Then just leave it at no.
But I
then.
think
Why you gotta say
genuine
the
is
problem?
No, but
because-
like I said,
Yeah.
right, yeah, like I said, I say I can't.
Conversation right now between the person that wants to go somewhere, the one that says no, but
You know,
But being genuine is different because
I'm
sometimes
sure-
you
I'm
say
sure
no,
doesn't take it
but
to
I'm free after Juma, for example.
Yeah.
Then on the day you're tired, you didn't
Yeah.
get your workout in, or you need to help your mum with something.
Yeah.
Things come up.
See,
Yeah.
this is the
But
thing.
the thing,
You're obviously the guy that needs the but at the end of the no.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
yeah, no. What I'm
So
saying
this is the thing. If I hear what you have to say and then I hear what he has to say, I can
Yeah.
compare. Go.
no. I'm trying to say, Abshir, why you gotta add the but if you don't want to make that commitment down the line? Just leave it as no. If Sue said to me, Abdullah, I can't kick it today, and he says no, I'm busy, allow it.
Okay,
Then I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
But how about
if you
that?
call me for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then next Monday 5 times
Yeah,
in 7 days,
Yeah,
in
well,
8
you're
days,
keen.
yeah.
and you call me for yeah, you call me 5 times in 8 days,
Yeah.
and all 5 times I did not give you a solution. I said nah, bro, nah, bro, nah,
after
bro,
the second
nah,
time,
bro,
yeah.
nah,
After the
bro,
second
nah,
time,
bro,
yeah.
nah, bro. The whole time you're thinking this guy hates me, but in my head right now, I just don't want to go out.
Say that.
I think you get the picture though. Yeah,
Don't
Yeah.
just say no.
Yeah.
yeah.
Say, hey, bro.
No, no,
listen,
but
to
see-
be honest with you,
That's what I'm trying to say. Be
I just
genuine.
calm myself this
Yeah,
week.
Just be genuine. Just
Yeah.
say like, if Abshir had told me, Abdullah, like I can't kick it. Yeah,
Yeah.
until we can find a solution down the line, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be a but in the conversation unless it's necessary. You know what I mean? If you didn't come
Even
to
they ask when,
But-
like when I say to a person I can't kick it, and say to me when, I just get irked
Yeah. Say.
deep down.
Say. Let me check my schedule.
yeah,
Huh?
Let me
No,
check my
but-
schedule.
What if the person doesn't have a good schedule?
No, you say that.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
check my schedule. Or you know, you
Niggas don't
you
have
have to
schedules,
kind
yeah.
of be honest, and you don't want to hurt the person. Especially a lot of time we do want to keep the relationship alive. You know, it's good to keep that brotherhood, but just be honest with them. Say no, right now I'm
it's good.
pretty full on.
Yeah.
Give me a couple weeks.
In Muawiyah, I don't know what he said. He said, radallahu anhu.
yeah. Radiallahu
Yeah.
anhu. Ibn Abu
Yeah.
Sufyan. Yeah,
What he said was, he goes, always your affairs of people should be like you're holding a hair in your hand. If they go this way, you go with them, so you don't.
Break
and then
it.
if they go this way, you don't break the hair. So it's- you gotta play it smart. You can't offend people because then as soon as you
Yeah.
break that you're like you burn that bridge,
yeah,
it's gone.
yeah,
Like you can't come back from it.
yeah.
Even if you apologize a million times, you're not gonna change their perspective of you.
I th-
So the
But there's
best way to go about it is to be honest from the beginning.
There's
Yeah.
a reason that like the term hair was used because how gentle it is, how
Yeah,
easy it is to break.
Yeah, it's very
He didn't
fragile.
say a stick. He didn't
Yeah.
say, you know, there's a reason he said hair. And that's really how relationships are because as soon as you break it, it's very hard to build back.
Yeah.
Especially if someone calls you a couple times and you say no because obviously you're busy at the time, they might not call back. Then it might be 1 year or 2 year, 3 year, and you lost that connection.
Exactly.
You still want to keep it alive because you don't want people to also say, hey, have you seen Abshir recently? He goes, oh, no, that guy,
He acts
Like-
as everyone.
yeah. Some people take it in a bad way. Obviously, it's like it's just their opinion and that kind of thing, and you can't.
Yeah. I think it's also about setting boundaries in the relationship as well, like knowing how the-
Relationship.
No, relationships. Like if I know,
Nah, because we're talking about like the boys, you know.
that's what I'm trying to talk about. Like
Yeah.
if I know,
Relationship.
like if I know,
That's where they're going, yeah.
like if I know after 3 times or whatever, this guy gets annoyed, then I'm not gonna ask him out more than 3 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually, when you're doing things, you should do it in 3 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, what's funny?
I didn't laugh.
I don't know.
No,
it's
no,
just-
keep
it's-
going, keep going.
I think because of relationship, didn't expect you to say it.
yeah, but no. When you think of relationship, you probably think intimate. But I'm talking about even relationship with the boys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Knowing how the other person works and their ways, then you sort of understand. You know what I mean? Like I'm the type of person where if someone says no to me, I'm not gonna ask them again unless they set a time. Because I generally get that person's busy. And also you need to like develop that mentality where you gotta like make a excuse for the person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
nah, it's a 7 excuses thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Like,
that's really what.
like
That's,
if you tell
that's
me you're
something we
busy
should
right
be
now,
conscious of. You remember Abstract
yeah,
mentality?
if you
Like
tell me
that-
you're busy right now, I'm not gonna think straight away, oh, Ashraf wants to ask me. You know what I mean? Negative
Yeah.
mentality.
It's one of those, but it's one of those things where our mentality is something we can always improve. So our goal should always be to listen to podcasts, listen to videos, read books, and chat about it, you know, between our friends.
Especially fair.
Which podcast
Yeah.
specifically?
Yeah, FairDinkum. You remember to subscribe, notification bell,
Leave it there.
thumbs up, follow us on social, share it around.
Give us topics as well.
Yeah.
Whatever you think
Yeah,
we
in the
should talk
comments, Instagram comments, YouTube comments.
And DM me,
Mm.
ex-urgent note.
Even some guests, if you guys want us to bring on, you know. If you guys have some guests you guys want us to, you know, bring on, we'll love to bring them on.
about. Don't DM him, please.
They don't. Actually, they don't.
Done, inshallah.
Ex-legendary.
Assalamualaikum.
2 eyes.